This is the Ballad of Summit Street. Here we are looking at a metal trailer, and the house rushes by. Well, that was somebody else's house. There we go. There's my house. The lovely house that's all been tarted up, ruined by interlopers. And then we have the strange, wondrous rock, which you can just begin to see around the tree. Well, I don't really think you can see it. And then we go on to Piel de Ruse. That house used to be covered with some kind of shingles. Going down here, we see the illustrious creek in which I spent many years of my boyhood. One time I found a whole raft of comic books that had been stolen and thrown there. Now we have a lovely view of an American flag, followed by the rudder cabin. One time a car came up that ramp and right into the house. Well, I could see whoever took this over had enough money to spend on a bigger garage than the house. Whatever that is. Presently going along, it's where the place becomes rural. Very spooky. Now to your left, you see the remnants of a one-time cornfield, which I had a strange dream about a glowing barn that was staffed by strange medical rat people. On the right, we have woods, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, comes a big log, followed by big mud pile. Strange road which never existed before. Then a mysterious farm. I don't know about that farm. Now we go down the road. As we're going down this road, this used to be closed off all the time by hunters. They would lay, during deer season, wow, about fell over out the car. They would lay a cable across the road to let you, know you were going to climb back in the car. See this coming up? This used to just be gravel and dirt. It wasn't paved. And over there on the left, in the 1920s, was a house of ill repute, which has since been reputed. Very nice. Some kind of horse barn without a horse. Rushing along carelessly. Fell out the window again. You can enjoy. This looks like a terrible Super 8 movie. You could easily make that look complete with a filter. As we rush down here, we find another farmhouse. Wow! Now this farmhouse, I know nothing about these people. They always had that barn. Over there was a horse collection. Now we go around the corner. Over there on the left, me and Jim, a friend of mine, when we were 12, we found some mysterious green-coated bones. He was like, well, those are probably chicken bones. And I'm like, they're pretty big, Jim. They're about the same size as us. Very strange. It's a swamp area. Now we become moribund, very creeping along. Carelessly creeping along. Speeding, spinning, out of control. Well, good thing we've got our safety silver tones on. Safety silver tones available in 1936. Never had a guardrail back in the day. Those were very safety conscious now. Going along the rural road, this used to be nothing but dirt. It's been paved. The area's been colonized. There's a guy driving. Now we see hills and a red barn. This is a rural area proper. It's not much longer between here and Sleepy Hollow Road, where Ichabod Crane perished. Well, not the same one. See this? This is where we brake, spin around, spin, damn you, spin. Have a lovely view of trash wood. Out back past the red barn. These barns are better than these houses, I'm just saying. Rusty mailboxes spinning about faster down the road. Appears to be farm equipment, but I don't really know what they're farming out here. Could possibly be anything. Now we return to woods. Woods proper, followed by Licking River. An uncontrolled river. The Big Muddy of Ohio. Isn't that beautiful scenery? Some music would help this nonsense. As we spin along, posted no trespassing signs. If you trespass on this land, you'll be buried under it. Well, that's a nice view of, I'm not sure what that is, frozen mud and tree sticks. If you're a deer and interested in some of this property, we can talk loans with your local sheriff's department. I'm not sure, is that a horse? I think that's a horse. It is a horse. Hey, Wilbur, hey, stop and give me a high five. Nodding donkey, oil rig. Mr. Tree, Mr. Ancient Tree. Now, in case you haven't noticed, we're heading back across the desolate plain that once was a rich cornfield. This cornfield was possibly the site of many UFOs, but I can't prove that in court. Is that a little picture of me down there in the corner? A pip. And there's the house of renewed repute and some kind of submarine in the side yard. And we return to lovely vacant woods and frozen mud. This was the glory of my childhood. Other kids grew up in places like California where they had beaches and bums and nice scenery and palm trees and hot dog stands, In-N-Out Burger. This is what I had. This was my childhood. And it hasn't changed in 60 years. Except the trees are taller or have fallen down. Look at that. That's lovely. That tree there. Oh, wait a minute. That's a telephone pole. There we go, up the road. Here we go, loop-de-loo. Stardate 4569. It's a unstudied trip with Spock driving. Yellow post. I feel like I should say something historical or smart, but just have a lot of ruins to look at. What's that back there? A rich people's house that flooded out in 1979, too close to the creek. Now they got a little, is that a houseboat? It looks like a houseboat. I guess you need it if you live right next to a creek that floods intermittently. Can't really appreciate the little tributary of the creek from here. I don't know what that hesitation was. Now we go back up the street, and there was the famous Robinson residence. The famous Robinsons. Juan Fan's residence from Vietnam. No comment. We rush up the street to encounter a stop sign. Let's go this way, to the right. Now we're approaching a different venue. This looks more traditionally suburban. A lot of hot walking, delivering newspapers, circulars, whatever else we could find to distribute, religious tracts. That brick house there, a house of terror in my childhood, and my first girlfriend. Now we go. And over there on the left, we see nothing because we're concentrated on the right. We're not missing much here either. Now, there is one thing that's cool that's coming up, and that is the reason this is called Hill Street. Oh, wait a minute, it's Spring Street. But it should have been called Hill Street. There's an old, interesting brick house, an old, interesting, I don't know what that is. But if I was looking forward instead of to the side, you could appreciate the fact that this is a very, very steep hill. I used to ride down this on my bicycle recklessly. There's a house of inappropriate brick. I believe this used to be a gas station before my time, but it's always been converted into something else. We go back across that same big muddy river, which looks better in this shot. A little sound effect there for you. Now they're tearing it up. This is Mound City on the left, which you can appreciate in the shot. They're spending a lot of money here to switch around the switchback. There's a nice shot on my camera phone. We're trailing this mysterious vehicle. More shots of the river. More shots of this vehicle. Vehicle is creeping along. I think we're about ready to have a close encounter. That's Roy Neary up ahead, folks. This is the true story. It never was a flying saucer. He was completely just a drunk guy, and we scared him when he was out changing light poles. He was the lineman for the county. He wanted UFOs more than he needed them, but he needed them forever or something like that. Another fork of this fork river. Now we come down. This area here is called Little Texas. And the reason why is because it's shaped like a little Texas. No, I'm not kidding. It's actually a kind of a peninsular shape, shaped like a little Texas. And so therefore, that's what it's called. It's kind of a rundown area, but it's very, very kind of, this knows the stop sign. It's very, I guess the driver didn't notice it. It's very, very quaint, as you shall soon see. We're rushing along. I don't know, there's kind of a crossroads fixation in this area here. Just everything seems to be a long road far away from wherever you are to something neverwhere. And we come to a baseball diamond. This is a competitive baseball diamond where competitive baseball players compete. Have a green roofed house, that's Green Acres. A green wall there. And here we come to the quaintness of the graffiti-strewn trains. Now, you may find this to be an unpleasant neighborhood, but myself, honestly, I really dig trains, and I think it would be cool to live right next to this train yard. You would hear them squeaking at night, the wheels, wee, 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 while you're trying to sleep, and all that. I love that. There's Gaddix. I think that used to be a TV show back in the 70s. Gaddix. Rust. There's Micwax. I don't know, everything's ending in X here. That must be a suffix meaning train car in Anglo-Saxon. There's Esaroo or something. Fiscus, maybe, I don't know. NS, that's an S. Gaddix. Gaddix. A lot of Gaddixes on this route. I'm not sure what that was. We come alongside the trains. Oh God, I got vertigo from that. This is disorienting here. This is not adequate cinematography. I wish I had something smart to say, but I'm all out of smartness. Here we go, down to the end of this road. Not all of it, just another crossroad. You and your crossroads. You kids in the crossroads. Here we have some more ugly old homes. I don't know what the hell that is. Log cabin that Lincoln farted in once. And we come down here. That's odd. More signs. Oh, and what's this? The power plant? No. Back to the road. It's disorienting speed. Got to enjoy this speed racer curve. Now back to this, whatever that is. Now back to this, whatever this is. Dun 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 dun. Oh, speed. Spritle, you're stowing away. Chim Chim. I think you would have had a better view. All right, here we are. We're now turning. More ugly houses, more flags, and another view of this river. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Something disappeared.
Part 3. For future history.
Stop!
If any.
Stop.
No, I am performing, thank you.
Dude, you're always performing.
Well, this one's for keeps. See that there? That used to be an old people's house down there in the corner. We went there and did Christmas caroling one year with the Scouts. And I sang a song and changed the lyrics, and my mother smacked me in the mouth. She was a jolly one, so turn right here. By the way, there's Wiccans. Stop! I think.
Now we're back in action. See this strange gray building coming down at a rapid rate because of the inpatient. There's the old stucco house. I wish I could had time to tell you the story about that, but he's driving so fast. Yes, we're rushing down a bunch of side streets. I spent my formative years at the age of 5 on this. It's called Gaynor Avenue. When is this in the way? Get that out of the way. Okay, here we are. I have no idea who lived in these houses. These were just anonymous people. Serial killers, perhaps, maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying, but it's possible, of course. Of course, nobody currently living or dead. No resemblance to serial killers is coincidental. Look at that house. That's pretty swank. Of course, it's not on Gaynor. It's on another street. Now, of course, he's going to make another spin. Oh, yeah, I'm glad there's no law officers around here to take account of these U-turns. And, well, I guess he's making it a Y-turn. Very wise in this Y-turn. Nice fence. So we go by all these crappy cars and weird houses. This is the most variegated of streets. Notice the toot-toot there. Notice the pickup trucks, the sedans, and the random houses, and 2 stories, blah, 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 blah. Boring houses. Now, there was one kid up the street named Jimmy, not the same as the other Jim, that used to eat dirt. He was kind of a geek, big old curly hair. And there, of course, is the house of people that like to break fingers. There we go. This is my house as a child. Very neat and petite. There was a basement that was more interesting than the rest of the house. It was finished with a full bar. Here's the old church of the Latter-day Somethings. And then we come up here. Friendly people here. Friendly adults, not so much their kids. We come back up here, racing by